Live from beautiful Ohio, it's the OK Boomer podcast, featuring siblings, the real Jean and Laura.
Hello, and welcome to our beautiful Technicolor autumn leaf display. I'm Jean.
Wow, that was nice. And I'm Laura, and we are here to encourage all you boomers, millennials, and everyone to be happily okay together. That was just such a beautiful description of the day.
Well, it has been beautiful here, and I know we're always quick to kind of say, oh, it's cloudy, it's rainy, it's cold, it's snowy, but it's not right now.
No, it's absolutely gorgeous. I have to chuckle. My dear OH. I mean, we've had just gorgeous weather. The whole country has had gorgeous weather. So he's looking at a photo of snow in the Chicago area where our kids live.
Right.
So he texts them yesterday morning, says, oh my gosh, you guys have all this snow. Now, mind you, yesterday was like a high of 75 here and gorgeous, so we're not that far from Chicago weather. And his kids write back and say, Dad, it's like 70s and beautiful. No snow. Sadly, we realized the photo on Facebook was a memory from 11 years ago.
Those memories will get people, won't they? I know so many people are like really sweet and they'll say like, oh, congratulations, or something like that. And right, it happened 5 years ago.
Right. But anyway, fooled again, really.
But that was a nice way of being fooled.
Yes.
Well, I wanted, if I could just get this in, Laura, I thought we should thank our listeners, our friends who listen, because they were great about commenting about our produce bag dilemma.
Yes, and quite the dilemma. Do tell, and we do thank everyone for commenting.
Yeah, it was fun to get these hints. So as you recall, it's like, what do you do when you're at the grocery? You have a mask on. You want to put your grapes into a bag. The bag won't open. Well, Donna really came through. There is a YouTube video about this that she sent.
Which is great.
Right. Everything's on YouTube. I mean, that is great, actually. You can learn how to do anything on YouTube, including open your bags. Now, that gentleman on YouTube recommended really fast moving your fingers, like holding the bag between your fingers and moving your fingers back and forth really fast.
The old friction action.
The most popular suggestion seemed to be to wet your fingers with the water from the sprayer displays.
Yes, the misters.
Mister.
Yes, and that seems to be the handiest. What do you do?
So no more. We can never again. Probably we shouldn't have done it anyways. You can't use your own
spittle.
No spittle. But now I have a similar question, Laura.
Yes.
And you may have some ideas, but I know all our friends will have some ideas, so I can't wait to hear. Maybe this is on YouTube too. So going back to the grocery, we're at the grocery. We now know how to open the bags.
Thankfully.
But what if you're looking for like the perfect Golden Delight apple? You don't want any bruises on it. Are you allowed to pick up an apple and put it back, or a different bunch of bananas if you first reach for one bunch and then you realize the other one wasn't quite as green? Are you allowed to switch?
I think you can, although I always feel a little nervous about that. Like I sort of look around to see if anybody's watching me do it, but I am guilty of this.
Those furtive glances above your mask.
Right. But don't you? And I did something just horrible the other day. In front of another human being, I reached for one Marie Callender pie, put it in my cart, and then quickly wanted to try another pie and put it back in. And I did get a little bit of a slight glare.
Well, I don't know. So I guess we're asking everybody, have you done this? Is a glare deserved? Was that a glare-worthy action?
I don't know.
Or, really where I was finding this too is, you're looking through birthday cards, and you want to get like the perfect card, say for your sister whose birthday is coming up soon, right? Or your kids. You're not just grabbing the first one. Are you allowed to browse through the cards?
I don't know, but I'm real guilty of that. I take forever to buy a card, and I just did this actually for your nephew, my nephew, your son's birthday, and I definitely had my germs and fingers on probably 20 cards. I'm so sorry, world.
Well, so we really do need. We're going to ask too on our social media.
Yes.
But yeah, we need some help with this, or at least make us feel better, like we're not the only ones doing these things.
I know. And how many people have watched us do it? I don't know.
So, how's your week been, Laura? It's
Well,
been a while since we've talked.
it has. And it, again, as we were saying, it has just been gorgeous. So we're trying to step up our walking. But, and I'm hoping the fresh air will help my COVID brain. Because I still struggle with COVID brain. I can't remember anything. We specifically went to the grocery store last night to get hamburger. I mean, that was about it. Maybe one or two other things. No bananas to pick up and put down.
Right.
We came back home with 10 items. Of course, no hamburger.
I know.
So frustrating.
Right.
It's like, am I really getting that on? I would love to know. Do millennials do this too? They probably don't. They're probably very focused. They go into their Whole Foods and remember everything, but
Yeah, good question. I don't know.
I don't know either. So anyway, and I was struggling this morning because I thought my OHS hair looked like a certain actor. And I was trying to say, oh, the way you're looking, you look just like, and of course, just like doesn't help at all. So he's looking at me. So we've developed a new little game where can I get him to guess what person, word, event, thing that I am struggling with in 3 words or less.
Oh, this is a good game. All right, so
Yes,
you're
yes.
starting a phrase. The phrase dwindles away. Can he finish it correctly?
Right. So now this is the example from this morning.
All right.
It's a very fun game, boys and girls. It's just it makes this old age forgetting stuff
Right. It's fun
kind
for
of
old
like
people.
a fun little challenge. Okay, so here we go. Here's your clue number 1. I'm trying to think of this person's name. Clue number 1, actor. That's a wide range, isn't it? You're probably not
Well,
gonna.
that narrows it down somewhat. All
Somewhat.
right.
It's an actor. It's not a pumpkin. All right.
Right, or a football player. Okay.
Clue number 2, train, which was important to my husband because he's watched this movie a lot. So train would make a good clue.
All right.
I'm guessing you're not just jumping up with the answer.
No, but this isn't my strong point.
No,
actually.
it's not, dear. All right, clue number 3, kind of 2 words, but it's a person. Kelly LeBrock. Now, let me tell you, the minute I said Kelly LeBrock, he shouted out, Steven Seagal. I was like, yes, that's it. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing.
Oh, so then you hugged and you
We hug, we embrace. It's just true marital
Right.
connection. Yes. So try
he
this,
won.
everyone.
So he won. 1 point to him.
And I
so
think
sad you
1 point to me because I was able to come up with 3 very direct clues.
Oh, all right.
So there you
So
go.
I get it. So you each get a point.
Yeah, it's better than any marital therapy you could ever ask for. It's wonderful.
Well, it's a little bit better than saying, oh, what's his name? That guy who, we always like that. Yes, instead of babbling that way.
Right now we're
Huh.
very pointed words. Yes, it's kind of like a new password game.
Oh, remember that? Oh my gosh, password.
That
yes.
was the best show. I think Betty
That was-
White was on that a lot.
I think she was on many, but
And she's
What was
still kicking. So us boomers, we got plenty
Yeah,
of
she was-
years out there.
and she could probably still play it really well. Well, what a week you've had.
What
All
a
right.
week. Yes. How about yours?
My week's been fine. My week's been really fine. Actually, just getting back to your grocery store story. Yesterday was the first day that I went to the grocery just because I sort of needed some things, but I didn't really need, but I actually just felt like going and looking around, like in the old days, like, oh, I think I'll stop by the grocery and pick up this and that instead of a big planned, buying for 3 weeks at a time,
Yeah.
quick go in and get out. That made me feel good. I actually felt like, yeah, let's just wander around the grocery a little. So I did that. Little helpful hint for you since you're talking about helpful hints,
Yes.
and many people probably do this. You may do it already, but I found it really helpful that your past photos and those memories, but they actually can help your memory. Like I was trying to remember
Yeah.
what year, you think you'll never forget these things, but then you do.
Yeah.
What year did we put all the new windows in the house?
Exactly. And did
Right.
a memory come up of you saying beautiful new windows?
No, I just looked back through. I just, I knew about
Ah,
the month, so I just kept looking back through, but I found it. So I thought, well, that's kind of a good way. So I'm thought, I'm going to just keep taking photos and having them. They help you remember things. Well, I
they
had a
do.
UPS mix up. I'm changing topics on you. My
Oh,
past,
okay. Thanks for
I
the
had a
warning.
I had a UPS mix up. A device was supposed to come to me. All right, Amazon Halo. Amazon has created a new wearable, and I'm all into the wearables, the
Yes.
trackers, the fitness trackers.
And
This
it's
one
called
just brought,
Halo?
yes,
Halo.
Amazon Halo, right? And
Yeah.
it is only, this really gets to me. So not only do I like wearables, I like doing kind of like those special things. This is for early users.
Oh. So you're
Yes,
in the
so
elite club.
right.
A
So that just
tester,
gets
so to
me.
speak.
That gets me all the time.
It
Exactly.
does.
So I had to actually write in and get on the waiting list, and it took a couple months. Finally, I got the email. Yes, we're going to be sending it to you. It's going to come Friday, October 30th.
Well, this is
And,
exciting. Yes. So you're
right.
thrilled.
Oh, yes. Can't wait. And luckily, that was the day we were coming home from Florida. So I thought, oh, good. We'll be home, and they'll stick it in the mailbox or in between the door.
Yeah.
No, they stuck the notice on my door.
Darn.
I know.
Always disappointing because that means a trip to the UPS store.
Right.
Maybe.
Exactly. So close and yet so far. They
Yeah.
were there. I wasn't there.
Ugh.
All right. Then I get an email saying, right, it's been taken to the UPS store. Then the next morning I get an email saying it's out for delivery. And I'm like, okay, what's going on? So I wait and listen and, tell the dog to bark if he hears anything.
Of course.
So finally I get tired of waiting and I said to the OH, I'm just going to drive to the UPS store. It's close. I'll just get my package.
How
I
bold
said,
of
but
you.
you keep listening in case I'm not right, because I'm getting all these notices, not sure what's going on. So you keep listening, please, in case it gets delivered, and I'll go to the UPS store. Great. I come home from the UPS store. They did have a little package for me. I just grab it. I drive home. Yay, I got a little package. Then I look at the front door. While I was gone, they came and left another notice.
No.
And it turns out my package, it was something wonderful. It was a book that an author had sent me. That's why I was getting the 2 messages. I didn't realize that package was coming.
Which is great, but you really wanted the special
Right.
Halo.
And I'm like, Paige, you were right here. I was gone for 15 minutes. You didn't hear the UPS guy?
Oh,
No. But finally it came. I have it, and so I'm going to just tell you a little bit about it. I've been wearing it I have been wearing it a week. So it tracks your steps. What's a tad, I find it kind of mean, is they will take points away, your exercise points. Like it'll track your steps, your activities, all your fitness. It'll do your heartbeat. But if you sit for too long, it'll take points away.
Really? That doesn't seem
Yeah, and they
fair. Wow,
they
it
want
actually removes points.
Yeah, they want you to get 150 points a week. So there you are, chugging along toward 150, and then they take a few away. And what's hard for me is,
Yes.
I mean, I read and review books. I sit.
Right.
I write book reviews. I mean, I'm at my desk a lot, so I have to remember to get up and walk around. because I don't like it when they take points away.
No, that seems a little harsh.
But interesting way of looking at it.
Yeah.
And another thing that's different with this is and this might be a little controversial too, they capture your tone of voice.
Your tone of voice?
Right. They'll record you in short segments throughout the day and analyze your tone of voice. So sometimes I have utterances. Well, what do you think? They have 4 smiley faces, kind of from happy to angry.
But I time out for just a quick second here.
Sure.
So you don't know when they're doing this, but off and on throughout the day, they actually measure the tone of
And they
your
analyze
voice?
your tone of voice.
Wow. So if I'm
Yes.
like cranking and whining and nagging, I get like frowny faces?
Yep. And they'll tell you the words. Not only that, they'll tell you the words. So like sometimes I've been delighted, happy, amused, friendly, warm, but sometimes I've been annoyed, irritated, dismissive, stern. That probably happened last Tuesday. It's when I was feeling like that.
For everybody.
Yeah,
we were all a little
what do you
anxious.
think? Do you think I get more happy points or dismissive points?
I'm more happy.
I do. That is, yes. But then I got to thinking, Lauren, I think you were kind of alluding to
Yes.
this. What if we had worn these when we were young mothers?
Oh, Lord. And I shouldn't say that. So sorry. Oh, my goodness. Golly gee. Oh, dear. Yeah.
Or would it help us? Would it have helped? Oh. So,
Like, do you
right,
get
it's sort of like,
points taken away if you have a frowny face?
no, they're just letting you know. So,
Wow.
but I know you have something. So this is kind of interesting. I'll keep you posted. But when I was telling you about this a little bit before our show here, you said you had something to share about mask voice. What's that about?
Yes. So I've been, let me back up just a tad. I've been to several events lately, socially distanced, of course, but just some events that I haven't seen people for a while. And first off, I feel like in these days of COVID and we're wearing masks, I feel like people don't listen as well.
Oh,
I mean, I will make comments and I can see it's going right over their head, and I feel like people aren't listening as well. And then I realized that in our days of masking, we really need to work on our mask voice, which I hadn't really thought about. And I subbed at our high school the other day and realized I need to kind of up my volume because it's a little harder for the kids in the back row to hear me. Likewise, when kids ask me questions, I could never hear before. I need a hearing aid. Refuse to get it, but I need one. But now with mask, it makes it even worse. So I saw a little article that said, practice your mask voice, and they have it, the acronym, is that right? I don't know. PAVE.
yeah.
PAVE. Okay, the first one. So this is when you're speaking to people, whether you're in a meeting or just talking to friends or wherever you are. We should
Playing word games with your husband, right?
Exactly. We should rethink how we speak with our masks. And I've kind of thought about this, but not quite in this detail. Are you ready?
I am ready, and I haven't thought about it at all, so I really am ready.
Well, there you go, folks. And
Right.
again, we are somewhat of an educational podcast, aren't we?
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
A lot of value for this.
Yes,
a lot
yes.
of value.
Anyway, the P does not stand for Pop-Tart. Although, oh my gosh, I'm totally off topic. Pumpkin Pop-Tarts, limited to die for. Okay.
I may have to make another spontaneous grocery store run.
Yeah, I mean, they're phenomenal.
Ooh.
Okay, moving on. P stands for pause. And they claim that when we wear a mask, you cannot see our mouths and lips, of course, change when we change thought. Apparently, when we are not wearing a mask, our mouth, our lips, when we're switching direction with our talk, our thoughts, our mouth and lips actually change. And people see that and they know it's time for kind of like a new direction or thought. People can't see us do that, so we should deliberately pause more. Never thought about that.
No.
Accentuate is the A. We have to use different.
Accentuate the positive. Yes.
Do.
Right.
Thank you, Jean. That was a delightful little.
So accentuate. So how would you do this?
So we have to be very careful of our intonations. That more deliberate than we would in a normal conversation. So emphasis, your tone, be very deliberate about it. Volume, which I talked about before. You do have to up your volume just a little bit. They said don't shout, but just up it. Because no one can hear quite as well when you can't see the person's lips. And I remember when I went to the doctor years ago with my hearing, he was very rude and said, well, just learn to lip read.
He did say that, yes.
Apparently, even young people, all of us, we are so used to seeing people's lips that we actually do lip read without thinking about it.
Right. So there's a lot of cues we use. So E, what would E be for?
You want to guess?
Or is it just P-A-V?
E is for emotion. You have to add more emotion, which is somewhat with accentuate your different tones. But if you have a happy thought, you actually have to like feel happy and sound happy.
Well,
so there you go.
No, I don't want to talk to anybody.
Right. You can't just talk. You got to think about pace. Practice your masked voice. And they did say one last little thought. You should look at yourself in the mirror wearing your mask, which I feel like I look like a bug. I really do, because I bought a black mask, especially when I wear my black sunglasses. I may have mentioned that before. But anyway, look at yourself in the mirror and see if you can emote a happy face by how you crinkle your eyes, a stern face, that you can really learn to emote through your eyes more. So when I see someone in the grocery store walking down the wrong way, I mean, the arrow's right there, people. That gets me a little ruffled. I get very disturbed when people do that. Anyway, that's paid. Moving on, Jean. What is next week?
Yes, next week, we always have trouble with sort of getting ready for the holidays. We love the holidays. But you and I, it always kind of, it's a surprise to us really each time. But lo and behold, it's almost
exactly. And it is. We laugh every year. We act like we have never done the holidays ever in our life because it always seems so overwhelming and like, what are we going to do this year? So what are we going to do?
Right. And we do have a pretty big family that lives many different places. Well, I think what I would love to do right now, Laura, let's just have fun for a minute and let's plan a virtual Thanksgiving. Let's just pretend we're at Thanksgiving right now. And I am walking in the door and I'm yelling, I brought the green bean casserole.
And you're wondering where to put it to keep it warm.
Right. And you are standing by the stove and you have a pot or a pan on every burner. And you're flailing a little bit and you're saying, well, there's no room in the microwave yet, but as soon as we put the marshmallows on the sweet potatoes, you can use it.
Oh, and I love those marshmallows just lightly toasted. Do people still do that? I hope they do.
I hope they do. And we love the sweet potatoes and marshmallows, but I'm not sure many others in our family do.
But it's still very important to me, as I always loved the Jiffy cornbread corn casserole, where you fold the box of Jiffy cornbread. I always thought so good. Now my one daughter, and it is delicious, she has come up with her own corn recipe, which is fine. I can accept it. It's delicious, but I kind of miss my Jiffy one.
Well, let's have both. So for right now, you can make yours. And I don't know if I ever mentioned this to you, but I read a cute little article where the Jiffy people say just about everybody thinks this is their mother's personal recipe, that their mother came up with this. It's actually on the box of Jiffy cornbread, but it's really sweet. Everybody has memories of it, and they all attribute it to good old mom, and they love their mom's corn casserole that she came up with. But she, like every other mom, got
That's actually very, very sweet.
It's very sweet. So, all right, so, oh, your pie display, Laura. So while I'm flailing around with my green bean casserole, I can see that you have all your pies
You
out. What'd you
betcha.
make
It
this
will
year?
be pumpkin, of course, my favorite, pecan, and apple. Now, in the good old days, I used to make homemade apple pies, of course. But
Yeah.
OK Boomer podcast world, to be honest, I am now baking Marie Callender apple crumb pies.
Oh, those are pretty good. Especially, are you going to have Cool
I will
Whip
have
for us
Cool
or
Whip, Ready Whip,
Whip?
and here we
Okay.
go. Here's my Thanksgiving tip. If you have apple pie, you gotta put Grater's. Jenny's is good too, but Grater's salted caramel ice cream on your apple pie. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
That would almost probably taste good on any of those. Wouldn't it taste good on
probably
the pecan
would.
pie too?
So that's my cheat.
Let's start with dessert this year. At our virtual feast, we
Oh, that
get
would be
to
good.
start with dessert. So I'm going to cut a slice, a small slice.
Yes,
of each
because
of
you
the
have to
pies
have
right
a little dab of each one.
Oh, and I have to remind oh wait, she left the shrimp
Ooh.
cocktail tray on the
Yep,
bar. He's got to
yep.
go get
And you're
that.
always so good. You usually do bring that, and that is always so good. Every time. Shrimp cocktail to me, take it to a party, always the best.
It is. It just makes you feel a little bit special. And you are nice with the, usually we have a
Yes.
little cheese
And do you
tray.
remember Mom? Well, I hope you remember Mom.
Yes, you've asked that before. And now that you've
Yes,
entered
I
in
guess we remember Mom. We loved you, Mom.
Ah.
But dear Mom, in the latter years, it was probably harder for her to make things and bring them over. She would bring over, but darned if it wasn't good, just a thing of French onion dip and chips.
Oh, we love that. Yeah, right. We kind of had her do that because
It
that
was.
was special too. Those are my favorite things. And
No, I
don't
can't
indulge
because
in
I'd
that
eat the
very
whole
often.
thing.
So,
But
okay. Ooh, can we open the bag of chips right now? We don't need to wait
no,
for
heavens,
everybody
we'll
to
just
come,
open
do
it
we?
right now. You betcha.
Do we ever experiment with the stuffing, or dressing? Do we call it
I think I
dressing
call
or
it stuffing. Some do call it dressing. Now, I used to make my ex-mother-in-law's Mimi, her stuffing was so good. And she gave me her recipe. It was basically just
Yeah.
onions, tons of butter, tons of stale bread, and tons of poultry seasoning. And that was it. But it was so good. And that's back when we could put it in the bird. You wouldn't dare do that nowadays. The
Oh,
best. And
yes,
I used to
right.
make that. Yep, can't put it
forgot
in the
about
bird
that.
anymore,
Oh
but
my God.
truthfully, it was better when it was in the bird. Maybe you can. I mean, we lived for years, whatever. But my children over the years preferred stovetop stuffing. And it's like I
know,
can make
isn't
this
that funny?
gorgeous, wonderful homemade stuffing, and they're all looking at me like, oh, we'd rather have the stovetop. So, yeah.
Now, do you add anything? I can't remember. Should we add anything to the
Nope,
stovetop
just
this
keep
year?
it the same.
So we just microwave the water
And
and the
you got
butter
it.
and mix it all together. Well, that sounds good too. 1 year, and I don't know if I'll make it again this year. Remember, I made that crazy, like layered, all different colors of Jello. Should I get that? I'll just stick some in your fridge right
Please
here
do.
in case we
You
want
walked
some.
in.
Oh, we're
I
having
wish
such
you
a
guys
good
could see this, listeners. She walks in with, maybe there were 15 layers. I might be exaggerating, but it's this massive
No, you're
jiggling
not.
Jello coming in, but darned if it wasn't good. Every flavor under the sun.
Red and blue and
Yes,
and
it was
yellow.
colorful.
Yes. And the kids really teased me about it. So
I
just for
think
that,
you
I'm going to
should.
make it again.
All
Well, let's have
righty.
that too. And we have turkey. Did you cook it
I
in the plastic
definitely,
bag
after
this year?
lovingly patting it in the morning with butter and wonderful poultry seasonings and salts and peppers, it's like your baby. I mean, you wouldn't put your real baby in the oven, but it's kind of like your
But
baby.
it is
And
like
you
it.
lovingly pat it and you put her in. So, yep, we're smelling all that.
Oh, and it smells so good.
You always
And a
have
honey
to have a
baked
honey
ham.
baked ham.
I'm going to get into that. I'll get to that honey baked ham store. That's another thing. You kind of peel off the slices while you're
It's like
waiting for
candy.
dinner.
Well,
It's
I'm
good.
real hungry, and I hate to
Yes.
say it, we're near the end of our time.
I know. So we want to wish happy Thanksgiving to everybody who celebrates it in America, and other countries. Why not make some of this food?
Yeah,
too?
you can try it. Make
join
the
us.
sweet potatoes and the mashed potatoes and come join us. I know.
Oh yeah, your mashed potatoes are great.
You betcha.
always make them out of real
You
potatoes.
betcha.
Got to put that in there. But yeah,
Happy Thanksgiving, America, and everyone. And I just really don't want to stop. I want to keep talking about Thanksgiving, but we must go. And for those that can't be with their family and you maybe have to Zoom, we're just thinking about everyone.
We are. God, yes.
You
right.
betcha.
And God is
You
still
betcha.
good.
All righty, my
God's
dear. Well,
good.
I love you.
Find us on social media, okboomerpod.com. Pat, you have
Exactly.
a Happy
Thanksgiving, everyone. And smell the turkey. Love you.
Too. That's right.
Toodaloo.
Love you. Bye.
Be sure to come back to beautiful Ohio and the OK Boomer podcast. To listen to previous episodes or to drop us a line, visit okboomerpod.com.